I miss Fortnite, and that might sound like an absolutely outrageous statement to a lot of people, but I honestly do miss it in certain aspects anyway. There's a lot of people out there who would like to say Fortnite is dead, or some people who'd like to say the game is still absolutely thriving. Overall, in terms of a game itself and in terms of player base, the game is still completely thriving, but overall in terms of the mass popularity of the game, it has definitely died down over the years. But what I actually miss primarily about this game is its actual impact upon the gaming community when it was out originally, mainly between the first season all the way up to season 4 or 5. I'd probably say was like peak Fortnite, just being able to come home from school basically and just play the game, and everyone just didn't care. All they cared about was just playing the game and enjoying it. Yes, we cared about getting wins, but honestly, you still had fun overall. It didn't become a sweat lobby like it is now. Before this video properly begins, if you wouldn't mind leaving a like and subscribing to the channel to help it grow, everything like that, and get this video out there to more people, that'd be great. And with that being said, let's get on with the video. I'd say what I truly miss about this game is the camaraderie that everyone felt around the game when it initially released. The closest thing to Fortnite in the past for me was Destiny, in year 1 especially, and year 2, and honestly in terms of the overall broader community would probably be Minecraft between the years of 2012 to 2014, maybe 15. Now overall I don't think Fortnite is actually a bad game. I think the game had a downward spiral the moment the game started becoming more of a esports sort of game than anything. It kind of just became more competitive, which then ruined the game in my opinion for the mass audience. Some people overall will probably say that the game is still fun. I don't doubt that the game probably is fun, but honestly, I can't ever get into a lobby anymore without actually wanting to just die deeply inside because of how ridiculously competitive it gets. You've always got the memes of basically people getting shot at once and they just basically start spiraling up, towering above you until basically you can't do anything. Overall, the issue got a lot worse for people, mainly because they doubled down on the building aspect of the game instead of getting rid of it, or at least nerfing it a bit more. They did end up nerfing it slightly, so that the general player could end up not having to feel like they're just being destroyed all the time. However, overall, once they added bots to the game got a little bit easier for people, but really, when you get into a lobby with just people in general, it just got ridiculous, over the top insane. The game itself, in my opinion, got really boring to watch, and honestly, I'd rather watch a streamer talk to his chat or her chat for ages than actually just sit there and go, I'm going to try and outbuild someone, and honestly, I would rather watch that purely because they're actually communicating with what is keeping them there. I think Epic Games kind of lost their way and got high on their own supply in a way of not realizing what got them to the position that they were in terms of Fortnite itself, and just basically decided to double down on the esports side of it. I'm not saying that if you enjoyed the game now that you're completely in the wrong, but I hope that people do understand why people do not enjoy this game anymore. Or at least they may not enjoy the game anymore, but they overall just actually full-blown hate the game. It's one or the other, generally speaking, for people who don't play Fortnite anymore. One thing that we can all agree on fundamentally is that Epic definitely knew what was working and they decided to double down on it in a very, very good strategic move. And to this day, what Fortnite did in its first year ended up affecting the gaming world forever. However, I think because of Fortnite, we hit a time in gaming where everyone was just trying to make quick money, basically. Because, you know, we had games like COD, Battlefield, PUBG, Rainbow Six, and even Halo now having battle passes. However, I'd also say that the money-hungry ethics that they ended up going down when they made Fortnite, and obviously they didn't actually realize the intent of what was happening because it became a cultural impact kind of by accident, but also on purpose at the same time, and the way they made money was very, very great selling tactics. But overall, I don't think this is necessarily a bad thing. I think battle passes actually have helped gaming in a good way and allow companies to make products that are actually good versus trying to make it purely for money. Now that Microsoft owns companies like ZeniMax, so Bethesda, and then also Activision Blizzard, so you know, Call of Duty and WoW, and we'll probably end up seeing Sony make some different take on this, because obviously they're going to have to double down on their exclusivity as Xbox are starting to as well. But I think overall this is actually a good thing because what it allows is more creative freedom because there is so much more money backing it. Obviously, Microsoft are going to want their money at some point that they've invested into these companies. However, I would say that the best way of doing so, which games like Star Wars Fallen Order proved, and honestly games like Spider-Man have fully proved, is that you don't need a game to necessarily be filled with microtransactions and cosmetic items for your game to be profitable. You can make a good game, and as long as it is good enough, it will sell well. It would allow companies like Ubisoft the power to focus on games like Assassin's Creed and make one that is actually amazing and isn't just trying to rip money from your pockets. Because we have rumours that COD could be taking a year off, and games like Starfield are now going to become exclusive to Xbox, which means Elder Scrolls 6 has the high likelihood that it will be exclusive to Xbox, or at least Microsoft in general. We could be looking at an era of gaming where, because they have so much money funded behind them, their actual focus is on making a good game, not necessarily making one that is ridiculously profitable, purely because you've shoved microtransactions down people's throats. We know now that Bethesda making themselves look profitable before they got bought out was an actual strategy beforehand. And honestly, I wouldn't be surprised if actually Bethesda were looking to make a really good game of Elder Scrolls 6, however they didn't want to make it during their time of not being a bought out company. Primarily because, realistically, at their current budget level, yes, they have a lot of money backing them, however, they are very well known for releasing unfinished products. So we might actually see an Elder Scrolls 6 where the game isn't ridiculously buggy and it needed to wait for next gen platforms as well. And honestly, what is better overall for a company than having Microsoft money to back you for one of the most anticipated games in history besides GTA 6? Literally the only competition to Elder Scrolls 6 in terms of anticipation would have been Cyberpunk, but overall Cyberpunk was a massive flop. Now though, what I'm basically saying is that Fortnite had a massive, obviously cultural impact and financial impact on the gaming world, but I don't think neither one of those is necessarily massively negative. A lot of people like to think that because obviously more money for corporations equals bad, that's what a lot of people seem to think, but honestly the more money, for example Sony have proven this a lot, which is the more money they have backing these studios, the better off their products end up being. Obviously, you've got smaller developing companies, you know, people like Modern Storyteller who made The Forgotten City, which was a Skyrim mod originally and then made into its own game, which I do want to make a video on at some point, however I need to actually fully finish the game first to do so. But these companies are obviously kind of standouts for showing off what you can make even if you don't have tons of money backing it. But I feel like when you get to AAA titles like Elder Scrolls and that sort of thing, obviously money will be at the forefront of it. But honestly, having the money backing them already will allow them to make a game that is ridiculously good, and hopefully it is anyway. With that all being said, I hope you guys enjoyed this video. It was just kind of a random little video I wanted to make a topic about, just talking about pretty much the financial impact that Fortnite made on gaming as a whole. So yeah, if you did enjoy, make sure to leave a like, do subscribe to see more content like this in the future. I upload gaming critiques every month, and then I upload whatever I kind of want to upload on Wednesdays, and gaming content every Friday. So yeah, with that all being said, I'll see you guys in the next one. Have a good one.